Hello, Knowledge is Power Club members. I hope you're doing well. I hope you found all the information that you gathered in February is useful. And now we're in March. March is a very important month. It's also going to be a very busy month because a lot of the activities that we will be doing in March is in preparation for the months ahead. So, with that type of planning takes a lot of coordination and a lot of reflection on your part. So, with that, let me go ahead and share my screen and let's talk about the calendar for March. Okay, so the calendar for March is very busy. You'll notice that it actually starts at the very top here where it says start here. Why? Because we're going into April, because that is when the masterclass recording will be gone. So when it comes to the freshman, sophomore live Zoom Q&As and the junior and senior live Zoom Q&As, those recordings will always be in Slack. For the master classes, that recording will also be in Slack, but it will disappear between 4 to 5 days later. So just so you understand that, okay? If you were not able to catch last month's college visit masterclass, please let me know and I can send you a link so that you can gather that information on college visits. Speaking of college visits, if you haven't already, please, I highly suggest that you download the Ultimate College Visit Guidebook. It's on the homepage of www.collegedriven.com. Please download that. Do not even take a college tour unless you have downloaded that and you have gone through it, because it is truly invaluable, I will have to say. All right? It has great worksheets in it as well so that you have everything organized. Okay, so in looking at this calendar, what you will notice is, there's obviously a lot going on. The SAT is on Saturday the 14th. It's also Pi Day. So good luck in the math section if any of you are taking the SAT on that day. But then the following day is the freshman sophomore live Zoom Q&A at 1:30 on the 15th. You will get your link the day before. In addition, so are the junior senior live Zooms that you will get the link the day before as well. I do need you to sign up for the masterclass that is happening this month. This masterclass is for anybody that is thinking that those top 20 highly selective colleges are for them. And if you think you are a competitive applicant for those top colleges, then please come to our master class so that you have an understanding of evaluating yourself to those particular applicants just to see how you measure up. I never profess to know entirely if a person's going to get in or out, if they're going to be accepted or not. And that's because unless you're in that oak paneled boardroom and you're in those meetings with the colleges stating, okay, this is who we need this year, we can decrease the bar for getting in because we need more people in polymer science, for example. So those are very behind closed doors sessions, which is why you don't really know whether you can pull off a miracle, right? Miracles do happen. So with that, please sign up for this masterclass and let's go through the qualities of the applicants that apply and get in to those top 20 colleges, right? And then you can compare yourself and see if that $75 to $90 application fee is worth your time. All right? Okay, so based on that, you can also see the ACT late registration for April is the 24th. And other than that, I think we're good. For the to-dos, what you'll notice in the to-dos is, again, there's your code for free masterclass. We have been discussing summer plans, whether you're going to have a job, whether you're going to do a program. A lot of those deadlines have already passed, but honestly, some applications are just opening. For instance, OSU's medical academy or vet camp, any of those are actually opening today, March 1. So please be advised that if you're interested in any of those, understand that there are specific deadlines that you need to meet. So those are real and you need to follow through quickly. All right. In addition to that, I've been meeting with several of you on reviewing next year's class schedule. If you have not met with me yet and want to, please go to program offerings on the website and you'll see the golden apple. That's for client bookings. Please book a session with me just so we can confirm that you are scheduled to take your best courses that get you prepared for being competitive by senior year. All right. So in addition, take the ideal demographic quiz. You'll find that on the homepage of College Driven's website as well. Like I've mentioned, it's just a fun little quiz that you can take to see where is your most ideal demographic. Is it in the city? Is it urban? Is it out in the middle of nowhere, a rural environment, because you just can't have that many distractions to stay focused academically? Or do you prefer more of what you're used to, a suburban college? So go ahead and take that quiz as well. There is a workbook that is in this email that I'd like for you to copy into your Google Docs. That will be a fillable workbook. And as we progress, I will be adding pages to it. And with that, it's really just a nice, concise area where you will have all your answers to the questions that we will be thinking about and exploring. And that is how you will be formulating the right questions for understanding and finding your best fit colleges. All right. We will talk more about that at our live session. So don't worry about the workbook yet. All right. And then we have a very, very important assessment, probably one of the most important assessments that you will be taking, and that is the strengths assessment. Now, this particular assessment, it's very interesting. Yes, there's a student version. The freshmen and sophomores will be receiving a link to take the student version of this. Then, a year from now, when you are older and you're in that junior year time frame, you will be taking the adult version of the strengths assessment. So why is this so important? I shared a link with the email that I sent you as to understanding about this assessment. There are a lot of career assessments out there. This is not a career finder. This is a you finder. Okay, so this is a strengths assessment where strength in definition of opposite, not of weakness, but rather of depletion. So this strength that is going to come out, your 5 top strengths, that's where you're in the zone. That's where time stands still for you, where you feel the most engaged and there's nothing that can stand in your way once you are utilizing that strength. So corporations around the world actually use this particular assessment because it helps team managers assess the different qualities of the team members. So when that team manager knows what makes each person tick and where they find their best zone of work, then that team manager can delegate out the tasks properly so that they get the best results for that team outcome. So this is the same thing. Now, this is a perfect example of how this is going to carry out through your lifetime. This assessment will assess your strengths in an innate way. These are characteristics of your strengths that you were born with. They are innate. No one can take them away from you, and you cannot develop another strength if they're not part of your 5 strengths. This is a particularly important understanding that you have. I think I'm a really good example of this, and this is the reason why. Okay, so my background is mechanical and aerospace engineering. I was a rocket scientist for 15 years. I worked in the private sector at the Little Tikes company. I've had a crystallization growth experiment go up into space. I've been a part of a co-patent at Little Tikes for a rotational molding process. So I've done my time in engineering. Now here I am having a career of entrepreneur and business owner and college coach of over 20 years. How does that happen, right? How do you go from engineer to college admissions coach? Well, it's not that huge of a stretch if you would understand what my strengths are. My strengths are project management. Whether I was an engineer or whether I'm a college coach, I do not miss deadlines. I do not miss deadlines, and I can motivate the team to get done what needs to get done so that we collectively find success. That's number one. Number two, my mind, my engineering mind, really loves process methodology. So when I developed the college driven program, that is where my stride was. I was developing a program that I thought, okay, if we could start from the very beginning of high school and develop methods all the way through and milestones and timelines to get to senior year where you know who you are, you know what your best fit colleges would be, and you will thrive in college because of that information. That is where I really shine, is that process methodology, getting from point A to point B. My third strength is communication. I can take complexity and break it down into very easy, understandable methods and communication, regardless of who I am talking with. So if it needs to be more complex, then I'll go ahead and know my audience to that. If it needs to be less complex, then I will go ahead and change my words and change my methods of communication. But both parties get the information that they need and the understanding as well. So it didn't matter if I'm an engineer or a college coach. Those three strengths are my biggest strengths. And that's the common thread between both careers. That's what you're going to find out. It's so important that you do this because the career that you may be doing in the future may not even exist today, but your strengths are what will be the common factor as you go forward. And when you know that, then you know what career choice to make when the acceptance letters are before you and you're trying to figure out what your first job is going to be, right? So knowing that information about yourself is imperative, okay? And that is exactly what we're going to be doing and assessing and even using towards the college applications for our juniors. All right. So with that, like I said, a very, very busy month, but it's definitely going to be a month where you will feel like you are just so well prepared for going further with this. All right. So, like I said, email has a lot of information. Read through it thoroughly. And if you have any questions, go ahead and hit me up on Slack and I will be answering there. All right. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye.